evening. You're watching the main news on HKIBC with me, Almond Li. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. Hong Kong confirms its fourth Omicron case as researchers successfully isolate the COVID variant. The government is urged to stop people making quick profits by reselling subsidized flats. And a retired policeman is remanded in custody on a charge of manslaughter. A fourth Omicron case has been confirmed in Hong Kong. The man, a transit passenger, arrived a week ago but never left the airport's restricted area because of visa issues. Raymond Yuen reports.
A transit passenger who arrived at Hong Kong airport a week ago is the city's fourth patient with the Omicron COVID variant. The 38-year-old man had traveled from Papua New Guinea to Nigeria in the middle of last month. He then made his way to Doha and eventually touched down at LegCo via Qatar Airways Flight 818 last Wednesday. After being stranded in the restricted area for 3 days due to a visa-related issue, he was about to set off last Saturday when he tested positive before departure. He had not been vaccinated and displayed no symptoms. Subsequent genome sequencing by the Department of Health revealed the man carried the Omicron strain. Compulsory testing notices have been issued for places where he visited at the airport, but no close contacts have been identified so far. This marks the fourth Omicron case in Hong Kong in just 1 week, but none had been exposed to the community. All of them had been either to South Africa or Nigeria. Raymond Yang, HKIBC.
Now, hopes of developing a vaccine against the Omicron variant have risen following a breakthrough by researchers at the University of Hong Kong. They are the first in Asia to have successfully isolated the variant. Annie Lau tells us more.
The global fight against COVID suffered a setback with the emergence of the rapidly spreading Omicron variants. But there was a flicker of hope when researchers at the University of Hong Kong successfully isolated the virus from clinical COVID specimens. The breakthrough, touted by the university as the first in Asia, came 4 days after the first 2 Omicron cases were confirmed in the city. Researchers infected COVID-susceptible cells with the mutant strain taken from a patient. The virus reproduced massively after 48 hours, and researchers extracted the cell nucleus.
For the virus that we have isolated, it will be very useful for the inactivated virus vaccine development. It will help us in assessing the effectiveness of our intranasal life-attenuated vaccine.
The researchers will collaborate with Mainland pharmaceutical firms to develop a vaccine against the new variant. Microbiologist Yun Kwok-yong, who led the research team, said vaccines already available may still be useful, citing the experience of the first 2 Omicron patients in Hong Kong.
The 2 patients who have been previously vaccinated by 2 doses of mRNA vaccine, their symptoms are very mild. Within just a few days, their antibodies had go up at least 10 times. Which is very satisfactory, especially in terms of the immunological memory.
Researchers are now assessing the variant's transmissibility and how effective current vaccines are against Omicron. Annie Lau, HKIBC.
Some Hong Kongers residing on the mainland lost patience when registering to vote in this month's Legislative Council elections. That was because a webpage for online registration couldn't proceed after personal information was filled in when the site opened at 9 this morning. The system went back on stream after around an hour. Special arrangements allow up to 111,000 Hong Kongers to cast their ballots at 3 checkpoints: Heng Yuen Wai, Lo Wu and Lok Ma Chau. A housing concern group has urged the government to tighten restrictions on the resale of subsidized flats. The Federation of Public Housing Estates said profiteering from public homes should not be encouraged. When Ping Yan Court in Yuen Long went on sale under the home ownership scheme in 2016, the average price for a unit was $2.04 million. 3 years after they were occupied, some of the flats were sold for more than $4.28 million on average, double the original cost. In 2018, the Housing Authority amended its rules on the resale of subsidized homes. Homeowners can sell their flats after 2 years of occupation without paying the land premium. Pingyan Court is only one of many properties the Federation of Public Housing Estates analyzed in its latest report. By combing through the transaction data, it found that many homeowners were able to make a profit of 100% or even more within a few years. The concern group said it was quite shocking that prices surged in such a short time. It urged the government to tighten the restriction on reselling subsidized homes, as the goal of the program is to provide affordable housing. The Federation proposed extending the time frame for resale from 2 years to 5. And if the sale is made within 5 years of purchase, the price must not be higher than the original one. Just today, the SAR lost its ranking as the world's most expensive city to live in, coming in 5th behind Tel Aviv, Paris, Singapore, and Zurich. But Hong Kong's housing crunch still tops the government's agenda. A retired police officer has been remanded in custody, while his wife was granted bail when they appeared in court charged with manslaughter. The couple were driven to Tuen Mun Magistracy in a police vehicle. They are accused of killing a man in a dispute over parking outside Siu Hong Station on Sunday night. The former senior constable was remanded in custody. His wife was released on bail of $200,000 cash, but she must not leave Hong Kong and has to report to police once a week. The couple will return to court on January 26. A member of the Committee on Values Education has defended the new framework, which dropped critical thinking and human rights. He added that diligence was added as a core value because many young people lack motivation and goals. Joanna Chan reports.
The Education Bureau has updated its framework for values education, adding diligence as the 10th priority value. This came after Education Minister Kevin Yeung voiced concern about youths being led astray by misinformation on social media. In his blog on Sunday, he said he was worried about the Tangping trend, or lying flat, a mainland phenomenon which rejects pressure and hard work. Speaking on a radio program this morning, Alan Wong, a member of the Committee for Values Education, said diligence was added because it is a core value in Chinese culture. He noted that there is a global trend in which young people focus on leisure and have no goals. Wong said most of them believe they won't ever own property and so continue to indulge themselves. The curriculum change from the 2008 version also removes guidelines, such as respect for human rights and critical thinking while focusing on learning about the mainland. Wong denied that taking human rights off the curriculum meant it would not be taught. As for critical thinking, he said the wording has been changed to prudent and clear-sighted thinking to assure parents. Johanna Chan, HKIBC.
Hong Kong police, acting with their Malaysian counterparts and Interpol, have arrested 27 people suspected of involvement in online dating scams. They are believed to be behind 37 cases of fraud involving $50 million. Members would meet victims online and start a relationship before convincing them to invest or part with their money. In the biggest case, an investment manager gave $1.8 million to a person he dated online. 3 men and 17 women arrested in Hong Kong have been granted bail. Some are suspected of being money launderers. The others said they were tricked into giving other people access to their bank accounts. And 7 suspects were detained in Malaysia. Former pan-democratic lawmaker Lam Cheuk-ting has pleaded not guilty to revealing the identity of a person being investigated by the ICAC. Eastern Magistracy was told that in 3 press conferences between December 2019 and July last year, Lam disclosed the identity of Yuen Long Police Assistant Commander Yau Nai Keung. Lam's lawyer argued the former lawmaker had said Yao was under investigation for misconduct, but that did not breach any laws against disclosure. 3 ICAC investigators have been called as prosecution witnesses. The case is expected to last 6 days. And we'll have more after the break. Dutch health authorities pose fresh questions over Omicron variant. And a teenager in the U.S. state of Michigan shoots and kills 3 students and wounds 8 others.